Personally, like I said, that was unbelievable, dude! Oh my goodness! I'm such a beast, dude. What's poppin', people? I'm Rated D, and I've tested positive for swag. And here, we've got the second episode of the PlayStation Federation podcast. We've got a longtime member of this community, Yules. What's going on, buddy?
I'm old. I'm old.
Shoot, all of us feel old now that MLD of all people is back. And we don't need to go too much into him.
I'm really old.
We don't need to get too much into him in this episode, but maybe in the future we'll talk about him.
Oh, dear Lord. You just mentioned MLD coming back. I think one of my testicles just fell out.
And we've also got Weekend at Marty's. Marty, you're kind of not around on YouTube anymore, but what's up with you right now?
Dude, bang, bang. YouTube's for nerds. Sub to the Rated D. YouTube.com/user/the Rated D.
Exactly. That's exactly
Right.
what you should all do. Make sure to subscribe.
Right.
So, with this video, we've got the first topic we want to talk about is something pretty big that Yules alerted me to. The fact that Sony has bought the EVO fighting tournament company.
That was out of nowhere. This happened a few days ago while everybody's talking up and down about Bethesda this, Bethesda that, Starlink, and Elder Scrolls Community this and that. Sony turns around with the help of another company called RTS and acquires Evolution Fighting Championships. Now, if you're in the fighting game community, that's basically the mecca of esports.
Right. I actually pulled up an article and I'm seeing that Nintendo said it's thinking about using EVO for Smash Bros. How ironic could that be if they had like their biggest fighting game on Sony's tournament?
Do you see,
hey guys, can we have our game at your tournament, please?
I know, really. Do you see a PlayStation All Stars 2 in the future here, Yules?
You know what? They'd have to get some. They'd have to really, really change up stuff. You know, they'd have to really rework the whole concept of it. Would you really want another Smash Brothers type of fighter, or would you like a revamped, a redone, kind of PlayStation All Stars? Maybe a one-on-one fighter. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm
thinking it would.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, okay, I'll just go first. I'll just take the initiative. I'm thinking like PlayStation All Stars. I mean, from what I've seen played a little bit, like it's kind of a slower fighting game, a little more methodical maybe, but like I think it has to be a little faster, like make the gameplay faster, kind of like how Melee is.
Yeah, and with Super Smash Brothers, they've just gone so crazy with that franchise that I do agree that Sony should do something different. Because at this point, if you want that type of game, I mean, Ultimate has pretty much anything you could ever want. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what about Street Fighter? Street Fighter 5 was a PS4 exclusive. Do we know what's going to happen with the future of that series?
It's been, what, 6? Well, no, it's been almost 5 years now, right? And that still hasn't come out to Xbox or Nintendo.
Do we know if Street Fighter 6 is in the works?
If it is, I wouldn't expect it for another 3 years.
Okay, so best. 5 is still pretty popular then. Because I'm not too clued in with the fighting game world. That's why I'm asking.
Well, the thing is that Street Fighter 5 right now is still not done yet. It just entered season 5.
Oh, okay, so it's doing that type of thing.
I feel like every game's doing that type of thing now. Like every like competitive multiplayer has like the season like aspect.
Yeah.
Speaking of fighting games, Tekken creator Katsuhiro Harada just launched his own YouTube channel called Harada's Bar. I bring this up because first episode is a doozy. His first guest is Ken Kuragi.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Do you like drinking beer and playing Tekken? Forge you a shot while it's beating you up? And Tekken's just like one of those like fighting games. Like I don't know, like everyone knows Street Fighter, Smash Bros. If you're one of the true PlayStation elites, PlayStation All Stars is the only fighting game you'll ever play. But like I don't know, I don't feel like a lot of people talk about Tekken, which I'm pretty sure is probably huge in the fighting game community. But someone who comes kind of like outside that like space, I hope they ever hear about Tekken.
Actually, because of how poorly Street Fighter V launched, Tekken as a franchise has overtaken Street Fighter.
Okay, well, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And because
personally, I haven't followed Tekken forever.
Oh, Yules, go ahead.
And because of the unfortunate absence of Virtual Fighter, that allowed Namco to have Tekken take the Guinness World Record for longest running 3D fighter.
Wow. Yeah, it's the type of thing where it's like I always knew that it was around, but I myself never actually played any of the games. But yeah, I felt as though the hype around it had been, and maybe it's just because I've lived in like the PlayStation fanboy world, but you know, I was more aware of Street Fighter than Tekken. But regardless, I mean, this news for PlayStation and Sony in general is pretty big. I mean, I could easily see them taking advantage of this in some pretty big ways for, you know, whether it's a PlayStation All-Stars 2 or whatever they choose to do going forward for exclusives. So, moving on to the next topic, Yules, you told me as well about a news story that's a continuation from something that I had been planning on making a video about from the Xbox Series S world. So about a month ago I had seen there was a developer that said the Xbox Series S was holding back these new consoles. And you also just brought up some news in the same world. So go ahead and tell us more about that.
Here's my problem. I just forgot the name of the developer.
Was it Remedy?
Yes, he's a Remedy dev. And he's the latest developer that just went into an interview this week and talked about how the Xbox Series S has been limiting development on other platforms. Limiting game development in general. I forgot this developer's name, but this just brought up a new uproar over at forums like, say, NeoGAF.
See, I know that the Series S is the weaker of the three consoles. Could you go, because you obviously know more about the techie stuff than I do, could you go into some of the detail about what's up with this?
See, because of the gulf, it's almost not quite there yet. It's almost a gulf between, say, a Nintendo Wii and a 360.
Oh, wow.
Remember when games were coming out for the Wii like 10 years ago? It was like Call of Duty like 3, like
dude, I actually
5 years later.
Yeah, I have that.
Call of Duty 3 for the Wii.
Yeah, and Modern Warfare 3 because I got sick of playing it with a normal controller and I was like, dude, I should play this online with motion controls. And it's pretty cool, but it can make you kind of dizzy.
Yeah.
Within like half an hour, I was ready to puke most of the time, but it was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. But unlike that, the Xbox Series S does not have any special gimmick to make it more unique. You know what I mean?
Except it's cheaper.
Yeah, but I'm saying like with the Wii, it had the motion controls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with this, I mean, I would have never buy one.
It doesn't stick out to like the core, like, you know.
I remember certain people
normies
saying that the PS5 was gonna have a hard time competing with the S, let alone the X.
Shoot, MLD probably still believes that that's the case, despite what reality says.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. So, Marty, what do you think about the Xbox Series S holding back gaming? Because it really is.
Yeah, I mean, developers are going to probably try to develop games. Like, and there's way more console players than there are PC players, so it's like they have the two main consoles they're going to deal with: the Xbox, Series XS, PS5, and I guess a Switch too. But I mean, that's kind of going to be its own thing with Nintendo developing a lot of the games for it. So it's like
Now, sorry.
they have to kind of dumb it down for the Series X and S.
Yeah. I figured it was probably going to be more like the Switch deal. Hey, Yules, do you know how powerful the S is compared to the Switch?
Oh, it's very much more powerful. Look, a PS4 is much more powerful than a Switch.
Yeah. Shoot, at least the Switch has games, though.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, man.
Because
That's what cracks me up.
the Xbox Series S is more comparable to the Xbox One X.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's so stupid. Why wouldn't they just keep promoting? I mean, at this point, I don't know what they're thinking with all the X and S. That is one of the biggest blunders in the marketing world in gaming. X and
Yeah.
S could be very easily mixed up. You know?
Do you see how many people bought an Xbox One X by mistake when the Series X launched?
Yeah, it's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, like it doesn't differentiate at all. Like, what's the better console or the more premium one?
I
It's just a letter.
thought the Wii and Wii U namings were bad.
Oh, I know. This is the next gen version of that. Oh man.
At least with PlayStation, it's like PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it's chronological. Like you understand. Like
I
you,
know, really.
like some middle-aged mom like during Christmas is not going to buy their kid a PS4 thinking it's a PS5, but you can buy a Xbox Series S thinking it's the Xbox Series X and vice versa or whatever, or an Xbox One.
And even at that, like they have the PlayStation 4 Pro instead of the standard. You know, it's not complicated.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where
wait,
Pro
we're
after
getting
it.
speaking of which, we're getting the Nintendo Switch Pro.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot about
Except
that.
there's a huge difference about this. There's a huge difference. Apparently, this is to replace the vanilla Switch, because if what's saying is true, they're getting ready to discontinue the regular Switch
Oh.
Really?
already.
I mean, it's
Already.
been like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, about 4, I think.
That seems like that'd be kind of like normal. I mean, how much more is the Switch Pro though?
We don't know
I
yet.
think it's more.
We don't know
Yeah.
yet. We don't have any official announcements yet. All we have was the only leak we have so far is Samsung providing a new 7-inch AMOLED screen.
I'm sorry, what was that? AMOLED?
AMOLED.
AMOLED. What is AMOLED? Sounds fancy, but
Oh, AMOLED. It's a very reinforced type of OLED screen.
okay, right.
It has to do with the type of screen.
So you can use this like self-defense weapon if needed, right? Is that the deal?
But here's the real kicker. This is supposed to be an upgraded version with upgraded graphics, right? But according to this leak from Samsung, even though this is supposed to be more powerful, the screen is still going to be 720p.
Oh wow.
Thanks.
I mean, it is fairly small, so I can't really fault them for thinking that, but they should have upgraded it.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying. Then there are people that are supposedly leaking this. They have the gall to say that this is going to be comparable to a PS4 Pro.
Oh man, that's funny.
I mean, even so, though, it's still like, when did the PS4 Pro come out? Like 2018, right?
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
So they're
So
comparable
But that
to
came out at
came out 5 years ago.
$400. This
Yeah.
is going to be a handheld with a screen. Oh, have you guys seen the new PlayStation VR 2 controllers?
oh no.
Oh, no,
heard
I haven't.
something about that, but I
Oh
didn't.
my God! Look it up right now. Look it up right now. It's spherical
Googling
new
as we speak.
controllers.
Dude.
They were
Oh, very nice. It's
last
like
week they debuted on.
Kind of like circle, like love hands, and like your thumbs are like
Yeah,
right
spherical.
on the buttons. Yeah, that's tight, dude. Has the wrist straps too, so you don't have to like throw it around and like
Yeah,
your
so
TV
it's
or
not.
something.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like the Switch or the original
Or the Wii.
Wii.
The Wii.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
where
dude, the
people-
Wiimotes. Yeah, when you're bowling, you just launch it and just throw it right in your TV. I've done that
These
before.
controllers also have touch activation.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a lot of info on the PSVR 2? Because I haven't looked into it very much.
We don't have much info except that it's obviously going to be more powerful. It will still require a cable, but it won't require any extra outputs or anything. It'll just require a single cable this time. Most likely the USB Type-C port in the front.
Do you know if original PSVR games are going to be backwards compatible on it?
They've declined to comment on that at the moment.
Because I hope they are, dude. I always wanted to try out the last Guardian VR deal. And Everybody's
Yeah.
Golf. I know Marty would get whooped by me on that, but...
Oh yeah, right. I'd bring out the Jordy character and it'd be a wrap.
Dude, I've got LeVar Ball, dude.
LeVar Ball.
is
That's
a
true.
beast.
You have the head man of the Ball family.
Yeah.
It's tough to beat.
Not only that, shoot, I've got, Aiden Tyler Frenzy, your boy Bangs, Ryok. I mean, these guys.
Have you made a 3-pot character?
What'd you say?
Have you made a 3-pot character yet?
Oh no, I didn't. I totally.
Dude, one of us needs to get on that.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you should do that because I think I'm out of slots, and I'd probably have to re-edit one to be 3POC.
Yeah, I'll make a 3-pot character.
I forgot.
I feel like it's obligated.
Yeah, I forgot. I also made Randy Marsh, and that was really good. I posted a video about it on Twitter a few months ago.
Yeah.
That thing was.
Dude, Everybody's
beastly.
Golf needs a sequel.
Yeah, the Randy Marsh character I made was scary because it was a cartoon that looks like him, but it's just 3D enough to where it looks like it might be coming to life. Dude, it's so epic. Oh man. Anyway,
Dude,
back
Everybody's
to the
Golf
PS.
came out 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, but back to the PSVR stuff. I'm very much looking forward to see how the resolution and everything is going to be with this, because the last one, I can't remember the specifics. They needed to have a certain frame rate that was really high, and so the resolution was low. Can you expand upon that, Yules? Because I don't remember the specifics about it.
Minimum resolution, minimum frame rate was 60, right? But with it was basically a temporal 60 to fake. This is at the minimal time to fake a 120 frames per second performance. Some games went up to all the way native 120 frames per second.
Yeah. Now, I mean, they've got some games running at 120 frames in certain situations, like Call of Duty multiplayer on PS5. So, how
Or
do you
the 200
envision...
frames per second Rainbow Six Siege update.
Oh, yeah. So, how do you envision this stuff playing out on the PS5 for the VR2? Do you think it should have any sort of real bottlenecks, technically?
Everything new is going to have bottlenecks. They're going to have to be sorted out, no matter what. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. All right. When technology goes forward, it's never linear. And if we're going to have a potentially $400 VR headset launch, I'm hoping for at least 1440p at maybe at 120 frames per second minimum.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. What was... I'm sorry, I forgot. What was the resolution generally on the normal VR?
1080p.
Oh, okay, but so the image quality was just reduced then?
No, it was actually 960 by 1080 per eye,
Oh,
making
okay.
a full visual spectrum of 920 by 1080.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember people were saying that Resident Evil 8 in VR, or Resident Evil 7 in VR was a really cool experience, but I've never gotten to try VR. Have you tried it, Marty?
Oh no, I don't think haven't really done any PlayStation VR at all.
Yules, have you tried a VR?
No,
Man, see, it's
I've never been to a kiosk.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where it's so hyped up, and people say it could be the next revolution in gaming, but without having experienced it, like I can't even really imagine what it would be like.
Yeah, it's just something where it's like, you try, VR, and if it like sucks and you buy it for like $300, like, well, you're out $300.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Seriously.
Like, if all you got it's like some paper stacking game or something, and it's like, what, I pay $300 for this again?
Paper stacking, that's what I call,
It's
dominating.
probably a Connect game.
Yeah, dominating at life by making obscene amounts of money, Marty. That's paper stacking. Or should I say, remember how I had that game that was made originally for the Wii U? It was Owned U, and then I remastered it as like Owned Definitive Edition for the PS4 and Xbox One. I'm thinking about making an Owned 2 where it's just called Paper Stacker,
All right.
And instead of being like Review Tech USA begging for donations day in and day out, it's going to be, showing me just winning at life pretty much.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, play as your favorite
Selling.
YouTuber, Rated D.
As you sell Connect 2s to Hungry Xbox for cash.
That's great.
I wanted to cover one more thing. We were talking about this earlier before this podcast started. The news is hitting like wildfire. Because of a glitch that happened in Xbox Live, there's hints going out that there may be a rebranding, and if this goes through, it'll be the biggest full circle of ripping off that we've had yet. Especially if it goes forward with the rebranding of Xbox Live to Xbox Network.
Do we know about the pricing deal?
For Xbox Live?
Yeah,
No, I don't know anything.
Going
the
forward.
pricing? We know that they backtracked on the doubling of price. We know that then not only are they backtracking on the price, but they're finally making free-to-play games no longer require gold.
Okay, right.
Which is funny considering PlayStation had been doing that since the beginning.
Yeah, because I remember I used to play Xbox like way back in the day. Like any game online required you to have Xbox Live Gold, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now,
and despite all this goodness, games like Final Fantasy 14, which were announced coming to Xbox, how many years ago, have still not released yet.
Oh wow, I didn't even know, dude. I probably just forgot all about it.
Right. That's what they want you to do. Forget about it.
So do we know with the Xbox Network any specifics on what's going to change?
Not that we know of yet.
Okay, so
But
this is
the
something
news is
to just keep an eye on
to
going
spread.
forward.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much concludes this episode of the podcast. Yules, thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and plug your social media stuff.
For those who remember me, I'm still around at youtube.com /C/Jules1. You can also you can find me easier on my YouTube under my real name, Julio Garcia. I've been at this for about almost 11 years now. And I've been taking breaks here and there because my mental health has been deteriorating. But I'm still trying to make videos whenever I can muster. Nowadays, I just spend more time out of my channel and helping other guys out. That's more recreational for me. But I'll still come back to make videos every now and then.
All right, sweet. I remember the bias against PlayStation videos we made got a lot of positive attention. So hopefully we can get to doing more stuff like that going forward. Marty, I guess, I don't know, you want to plug Wings of Redemption's channel?
So I got a hot new YouTuber for all you guys watching this. Wings of Redemption, great guy, super down to earth, humble, just an all around great guy. So www.youtube/user/Wings of Redemption. Also, Xbox is the best box, so keep it Xbox and subscribe to the Rated D.
Shout out to Sean Ranklin. All right, that's it for
Sean
this
Ranklin.
Yeah. That's it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching, and keep it frosty.
Better.
Whew.